This is a night of celebration for young people who work hard in writing competition, art competition, and for teachers who work with a lot of students to make this all happen. We'll start the program this evening with a meal, which is a good way to start. And I'm going to ask Dr. Mike Schaefer, if you will, to do the invocation for us. And then following that, we'll go ahead to line the cake.
Pray with me. Our dear most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful sunny day that we come together to celebrate your creation. And we celebrate the reality that you have given it to us to care for. And we thank you for that responsibility. Lord, we are very, very proud of these students that are here today and of their teachers and of their parents and the opportunities that they've been given. And we just ask you, Lord, that you continue to bless them. Tonight, may they feel celebrated in the way that they have cared for your creation. And give them a special blessing, knowing that it's more than just playing in the soil or thinking about a tree, but that truly they are having an experience with what you created and gave us. We thank you also for this food that's been provided, and we ask that you bless it, that it nourish our bodies and give us the strength we need to do the will. We ask that you bless those hands prepared. Bless each home that's represented. And again, as always, we thank you, dear Lord, for all your blessings upon us and for our Lord Jesus Christ. And it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Try to move the program along so that each other won't be along getting ready. I'd like to start off by introducing some folks. First, I would like to introduce our Board of Directors for the Conservation District. Dennis Walter is our Vice Chair. Kim McCormick is our Secretary Treasurer. Other members are Gretchen Vaughn, Linda Gray Schaefer, Rick Simon, Peter Garrett. My name is Ron McCormick, I'm chairperson. Thank you. Our staff people who make the programs work and serve you are the following. Mary Catherine Dickerson is our district coordinator. She works with all three counties and with Boone. She's not able to be here tonight. Also, Linda Gazelle is our administrative secretary, and she's the one that put this whole thing together tonight. And her husband, Robert, is a great assistant to her as well. Erin Rokamp is our program assistant. She also helps manage all these jobs. And John Stork was our technician. He provides advice and direction for the man members of the board. I'd like to introduce some special guests that are here this evening. I'd like to introduce Mr. Joe Fisher, Representative. Judge Executive Steve Henry. And friends of Principal Campbell County High School, and we thank you for the use of your facility. Daryl Crail with the Farm Bureau and his wife Meg. Also, we have three county commissioners with us. Brian Painter. And two newly elected county commissioners, Charlie Coleman. Also, the Campbell County Conservancy, Mr. Mark McGinnis. Participation in helping out in the county and the district. At this time, I'm going to introduce a video I'm going to show you called Campbell County Conservation District Local People Solving Local Problems. I think you'll find that interesting. Let's continue.
In the 1930s, America was struggling through the Great Depression. A serious drought in the Midwest was coupled with windstorms and intensive farming that loosened soil. Those storms carried topsoil from Texas and Oklahoma over 300 miles offshore and dropped the soil into the Atlantic Ocean. In response, the government created a new agency that would be responsible for providing technical assistance to farmers to reduce both wind and water erosion of soil. Farmers were reluctant to accept help from the federal government, and the idea of locally led conservation districts was proposed. Once states were permitted to organize conservation districts, Kentucky passed legislation in 1940 enabling local farmers to form conservation districts. Conservation districts operate under the direction of the Kentucky Soil and Water Commission through the Division of Conservation in the Department for Natural Resources, Kentucky Energy, and Environment Cabinet. The Campbell County Conservation District was established in 1945 by a vote of the citizens of Campbell County. 7 locally elected officials who serve a 4-year term without pay govern the conservation district. The mission of your conservation district is to work for the improvement and conservation of the soil, water, and related natural resources of the county. Although often confused with other agencies and organizations, conservation districts are the only entity in the county and state that are responsible for protecting our soil, water, and other natural resources that we depend upon. Connecting people with the resources they need to address their natural resource issues is one of the main responsibilities of your conservation district. Assistance is available to everyone, including landowners, businesses, schools, organizations, cities, and other local governments. Your conservation district receives and administers locally generated funds as well as funds from state government. Services offered through the Campbell County Conservation District are funded through local tax dollars, about $1.54 per person per year, grants, donations, and volunteer work. The Conservation District utilizes technical, financial, educational, and informational services that are available from local, state, and federal agencies. A memorandum of agreement with the United States Department of Agriculture Natural Resources Conservation Service brings federal assistance to Campbell County through the Farm Bill and Emergency Watershed Protection Program. Your conservation district often works with other local county conservation districts to stretch valuable funds and resources. Natural disasters, including flooding, landslides, and tornadoes, have all taken a toll on the land and people of our county. After the tornadoes in 2012, the Conservation District used grant funds from the Kentucky Soil Erosion and Water Quality Cost Share Program to help farmers clean up debris from their farms to get them back into production. The Conservation District has also been working with county and city officials to help homeowners who are affected by landslides and flooding. The Conservation District helps farmers develop and implement plans to reduce soil erosion and protect water quality on their land through the Kentucky Agriculture Water Quality Act. The Kentucky Soil Erosion and Water Quality Cost Share Program helps farmers install best management practices to solve natural resource issues on their farms. Through this fund, the Conservation District also designs local programs to help people care for our natural resources. Dead Farm Animal Removal Assistance Program, Farm Dump Removal Assistance Program, and the Non-Traditional Cost Share Grant for agricultural landowners who are not eligible for traditional Farm Bill or state cost share programs. Over the years, the Conservation District has worked on natural resource issues that led to the development of the Northern Kentucky Horse Network, Northern Kentucky Agro-Tourism Network, and Northern Kentucky Urban and Community Forestry Council. The Conservation District also played an important role in the Northern Kentucky Adventure Tourism Media launch, highlighting agritourism in our area. Most recently, the Conservation District assisted with funding to assist water quality in A.J. Jolly Lake as part of the Jolly Park Community Development Council master planning process. Tree planting and urban forestry enhancement grants are available to help cities and communities establish programs or develop projects to protect and conserve our natural resources while enhancing the aesthetic value of the natural environment. Equipment is available for rent to help with conservation projects and practices. Selecting a Cooperator of the Year is one way to recognize individuals who exemplify outstanding practices in conserving the soil, water, forestry, and wildlife resources entrusted to their care. The Campbell County Conservation District Farmland Work Group works with many partners to promote the value of agriculture and working lands as part of the county's healthy economy and green infrastructure. A farmland study for Campbell County was completed in 2005. This led to a strategic plan with goals to prioritize what farmland should be saved, continue to educate the public about the values of farmland, pilot a purchase of development rights program, and improve the economic viability of agriculture. Through the efforts of the Farmland Work Group, the new Campbell County Comprehensive Plan includes two goals that support agriculture: working with the County Property Valuation Administration. More accurate methods of assessment of agricultural land and buildings are being used today. Farmland Work Group sponsors two events that are intended to exemplify the importance of agriculture to the community, both economically and socially. These are opportunities to illustrate to the non-agriculture public, county leadership, and planners that agriculture is part of the county's economic engine and culture, and that it should be included in policymaking and land use planning decisions for the county. The Farmland Work Group launched the Backroads Farm Tour in 2009 to bring people to the county's farms to learn firsthand about agricultural production. The tour is held on the third Saturday of July each year, coming up on Saturday, July 19th, 2014. Due to the success of Campbell County's Backroads Farm Tour, similar tours are now held in Boone and Kenton counties. The Farmland Work Group has sponsored two Farm to Fork dinners. The first dinner held at Northern Kentucky University and the second at Lazy K Ranch. The third dinner is planned for Tuesday, September 23rd during the Grow It, Eat It, Wear It event at the Alexandria Fairgrounds. The Conservation District administers the Kentucky County Agricultural Investment Program, which was developed to help tobacco-impacted communities diversify agricultural production. The Kentucky Agricultural District Program is a voluntary program that allows farmers to form special areas where commercial agriculture is encouraged and protected. The 140-acre Hawthorne Crossing Conservation Area lies between the Licking River and Rifle Creek. A grant from the Kentucky Heritage Land Conservation Fund Board and assistance from the Campbell Conservancy and Campbell County Fiscal Court ensured that this land will be preserved in perpetuity to enhance the quality of life in our community. Another grant purchased 146 acres of important forest and wetland areas at the St. Anne Convent. While habitat restoration and protection are the main goals of these projects, the land will be open to the public in the future for hiking, bird watching, educational programs, and research. A portion of St. Anne wetland is already open to the public. Citizens who purchase the Kentucky Nature license plates make preservations of these unique areas possible. Helping people learn about our natural resources and how to care for them is vital for our future. The Conservation District offers educational opportunities for students of all ages. Kentucky Conservation Writing and Jim Claypool Art Contests for students in grades K through 12. Local conservation education grants for educational institutions. State and local scholarships for college students. Kentucky Conservation Teacher of the Year competition for teachers who actively engage students in conservation, education, and community outreach. National Envirothon. Your conservation district sponsors and supports local high school teams in this national competition. The Kentucky Forestry Leadership Program provides a week-long summer experience in forest management and related subjects for high school students completing their sophomore and junior years. Field days and workshops that feature conservation practices and topics like stream restoration, pond scum, and invasive plants. Soil and water conservation districts are local people solving local problems. We rely on our many partners and volunteers to ensure that conservation is put on the ground. It's often said that many hands make light work. Thank you to all our volunteers and supporters. Contact your Campbell County Conservation District for more information or to get involved with soil and water conservation in your area.
Many times we're, as board members, are asked, what does the Conservation District do? That's what we do. That's some of the things we do. And the tax dollars pay for that. We have a small village tax and the tax bill that helps pay for some of those projects. The conservation writing contest, art writing contest we're going to talk about now. The writing part of it started in 1943 for grades 6 through 12. And the art contest started in 7th grade for grades 1 through 5. The contest was co-sponsored by the Cape County Farm Bureau Federation and the Conservation District. First place county winners in the art contest, conservation writing contest, receive a check from the Farm Bureau Federation. In the Conservation District, the art winners will receive a book called Sand and Soil. Writing winners will receive a book entitled Mini Farming Self-Sufficiency Incorporated. All winners will receive a t-shirt, a certificate of achievement, and Miracle Grow seed pods donated by Home Depot, Gold Springs for the Allen Orioles. In Campbell County, the art entries in grades K2 are judged separately, and that winner will receive a $25 check in addition to the Campbell County Conservation District. All teachers who participated will receive a t-shirt, Miracle Grow Growables, and a book, Mini Farming Self-Sufficiency for the Poor Acres of the Campbell County Conservation District. Students are also receiving legislative citations from Representative Joe Fisher, who is here this evening, Tom Kerr, and Representative Dennis Keene. In the art contest, there were 712 entries from 5 different schools. There are a lot more schools, a lot more students out there that could participate, so spread the word. We'd like to have a lot of participation. From the school winners, the county winner is selected, and this entry is forwarded to the area and state competition. The winning poster are displayed here tonight. The students may take them home with you this evening. Now, this time, we're going to recognize the deserving winners. We're going to start off with Rick Simon for the first recognition.
In the writing contest, there were 159 entries from 7 schools. The Conservation District selects the school winner from the top 3 entries in each school. From the school winners, a county winner is selected, and this entry is forwarded to area and state competition. We asked the county winners to read their essays at our awards dinner. This year, our county winner won the Area 5 judging too. Would Aiden Kane please come forward and read your essay?
Soil is not just a nuisance that needs to be swept up. It is also the source of life that people would die without. Kentucky's soil needs to be protected because it has many significant and major uses. In Kentucky, soil is used to grow corn, soybeans, tobacco, and hay, as well as our famous Kentucky bluegrass. Kentucky's soil has a high capability to retain water, which makes for richer soil and better crops that yield higher amounts of food. Farming is a major industry in Kentucky, and livestock products amount to about 66% of Kentucky's agricultural economy. None of that would be possible if not for Kentucky's soil. In addition, the horse breeding business in central Kentucky is said to be linked to Kentucky's high limestone content below the soil. Kentucky horse farms bring millions of dollars to Kentucky's state economy. Sadly, runoff from gutters, parking lots, subdivisions, and retail complexes is damaging Kentucky's soil. Runoff increases both erosion and flooding. Runoff also decreases the likelihood that water will soak into the ground due to it being channeled directly into creeks and rivers. This can cause a shortage in groundwater. Groundwater is key to healthy soil. The water table is just below the surface of the earth, and in the limestone substrate stores water that will be slowly pulled up into the soil during dryness, thereby preserving a moist soil content that is less likely to become dry and susceptible to wind and rain erosion. According to dictionary.com, erosion is the process by which the surface of the earth is worn away by the action of water, glaciers, winds, waves, etc. Erosion causes soil detachment and wearing away of topsoil. Topsoil is the top fertile layer of soil. So, when the topsoil is worn away, it is harder for farmers to make their crops thrive. Humans cause erosion at a rate 10 to 15 times faster than any natural process, according to a new research by Bruce Wilkinson, a sedimentary geologist. The main sources of erosion are agriculture, construction, and mining. It takes 500 to 1,000 years to form an inch of topsoil, which is why people have to take the harmful effects of erosion more seriously. With the growing population and demand for food, people have to take care of soil, or there will not be enough for farmland. Another harmful factor to Kentucky is deforestation. Deforestation is the clearing of trees, transforming a forest into cleared land, the harvesting of trees. When soil is not held in place by trees and vegetation, it becomes vulnerable to erosion and landslides. Overtilling is another devastating factor in soil reduction. Overtilling is excessively plowing or harrowing land. Bonnie Albrand, author of the Gardening Know-How blog, says having knowledge of the right time for tilling and appropriate methods for soil amendment can prevent overtilling. The results of overtilling are clumping, loss of and diminished germination. This can interrupt delicate cycles and releases rich humic carbon, which is valuable for soil fertility as a gas. Also, earthworms, who are beneficial organisms to the productiveness of soil, lose their homes. Overgrazing occurs when plants are exposed to intensive grazing for extended periods of time, without sufficient recovery periods. Overgrazing reduces the productivity and usefulness of land. Overgrazing can result in desertification and erosion due to the lack of vegetation. Soil affected by overgrazing is more liable to droughts, wind erosion, and strips the soil of most of its nutrients. To understand how to protect Kentucky's soil, one must first know the components of Kentucky's soil. Kentucky's soil consists of 45% minerals, 25% water, and 5% organic material, or humus. The representative soil of Kentucky is called Kreider soil. According to Soil Daily Times, Kreider soil is deep, well-drained, and moderately permeable type formed in a mantle of loess, a type of silt that forms fertile soils and underlies limestone. It is one of Kentucky's most productive farming soils. Kreider soils are extensive, making up 500,000 acres in Kentucky, and are in 35 counties in the state. Most areas of Kreider soil are used for crops or as pasture land for livestock. People can avoid the destruction of soil by reseeding after cutting down trees. Contour plowing, which is plowing following the outline or shape of the land, minimizes the effects of erosion and overtilling. Also, not building as many parking lots and unneeded cement structures can limit runoff and flooding. Overgrazing can be prevented by controlling livestock and letting the land recover and restore its vegetation. These are just a few simple steps that people can take to make Kentucky and the world overall a happier, healthier place in which to live.
She certainly did an excellent job in that. You can see why that came in first. So Darren Trail comes forward, he can present the work through it. And we had Judy Piper, teacher also.
Then we have Sid Philhart and teacher Nick Baker. This is Sid. Good essays you got to read. It's your photo op. These students are our future, so we need to be very proud of the work they've done. Next, we'll recognize the art contest winners, and I want to express thanks to gratitude to Claire Delner and Annabelle Trask, who helped our board make some of these decisions. So the art contest winners grades A through 2. We have Abigail Myers, again, the Sunlight Ridge Academy, and her mom, teacher Cheryl Myers. You get to see their examples, their wonderful drawings up there on the boards for you. Then Jacob Dalton from St. Thomas School, and his teacher is Irene Nichols. But get to be taller than her. Then Elena Potts, teacher Cindy Kida. Finally, in this category, Anna Schwartz, teacher Sarah Richardson. Another photo opportunity, please. And then do check out their work on the boards. It's really great. And the last category of the art contest. Our county winner is Quentin Beatty, and this presented again by Daryl Crail. Another winner is Will White, teacher body work. Owen Davis from St. Mary's School, and finally tonight, Regina Steffen from Crossroads Elementary, teacher Sarah Richardson.
are eligible to apply. This year, the district received 6 applications and is awarding a $1,000 scholarship to 5 applicants. Congratulations to Nicole Marie Robertson, currently enrolled in the University of Louisville. Her field of study is biology. Nicole, please come forward. Congratulations to Campbell, Raleigh, senior high school. Maria Mara Roadhouse, senior at Campbell County High School, field study of agriculture. Maria, please come forward. Congratulations to Luke Allen Pratt, senior at Campbell County High School, field of study of veterinary science. Luke, please come forward.
All teachers who have students entered in the contest were entered into a drawing for this award. There were 13 teachers this year from 9 schools. From the Campbell County Conservation District, Ms. Snell will receive a cash award for $100. Please come forward and accept your award.
Since 1991, the Campbell County Conservation District has offered a $1,000 education grant to assist schools and teachers to teach students about conserving our environment. This year's recipient is St. Joseph School in Camp Springs. St. Joseph's Outdoor Learning Center will help students learn about Campbell County's rural farms by growing edible plants and planting a variety of tree species. Hopefully, daily. School board members Mike Antoine and Roger Biden are here this evening to accept the grant.
The Campbell County Conservation District has offered this particular grant since 1993 to help cities and communities establish programs or develop projects to protect and conserve our natural resources. The project must be done on lands located in Campbell County that are owned, leased, or otherwise controlled by city, county, state, or federal government, and must include funding or in-kind contributions in the amount equal to the grant request. This year we issued 3 grants are being awarded. When I call your name, please come up, a representative, and stay here so we can get a picture statement. The City of Alexandria is receiving a $1,000 grant towards their beautification of Alexandria Community Park Project. This grant will be used to plant trees at the Alexandria Community Park and to maintain existing shrubs along Washington Street. Would Sue and Rick Neltner from the City of Alexandria please come forward to accept your grant? The City of Silver Grove is receiving $1,000 for their tree planting project. This grant will be used to plant trees throughout the community with the purpose of promoting learning activities, improving appearances, and community involvement. I don't believe we have a representative from Silver Grove. Newport Parks Renaissance Commission is receiving $1,000 for their Buena Vista Park project. This grant will help beautify Buena Vista, which is the most needed park for improvement and has the great potential for impacting the community. Would a representative from the Newport Parks Renaissance Commission please come forward?
Each year, the Campbell Conservation District likes to recognize an individual that did an excellent job in conserving natural resources. For 2014, we decided to select Gretchen Vaughn for the National Conservation Award. We have a short video that we're going to play. It's about her and a fawn, and after that, she's going to up and then set the
Gretchen grew up in northeast Ohio on a farm near the village of Manaway in Portage County, about 30 miles southeast of Cleveland. She then moved to Cincinnati in 1989 and finally made it down to Campbell County in 1998. Gretchen grew up on a 150-acre family farm in Portage County. The farm was very diverse with short-polled Herefords, lares, pigs, sheep, wheat, maple syrup, and more. During the war years, they had also farmed a large property in Wayne County, Ohio. Some of her favorite memories include watching her mom stoke the wood fire under the maple sap evaporation pans until it threatened to boil over, then with a dash of canned milk, calm everything down. Her future civil engineer brother would create wonderful forts up in the hayloft with his square bales, but their little dog did not like being hoisted up there in a box to play in the tunnels with her. She was also very grateful when her brother came home in time to correct the hay wagon, as she had jackknifed on the barn bank before her dad got home. She was always fond of the dust motes in the granary bins, the shadows and lights that were found in the barn and silo, and all the unknown aspects of that masculine domain. Gretchen's mother, Beatrice Catherine Lowhill, was a jewelry designer and has even exhibited at the Cleveland Museum of Art. Her father, William Russell Hill, was an accountant and was impressed by the writings of Louis Broomfield and his stewardship of Malabar Farm. Gretchen graduated from Crestwood High School in Manaway, Ohio in 1965. She then went on to receive a Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology and Social Work from the College of Wooster in Wooster, Ohio, 1969. While she was in 4-H, she learned to sew. This skill led to her graduate degrees: a Master of Fine Arts in Theater Design from Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York, 1986, and a Master of Arts in Clothing and Textiles from Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York, 1988. Gretchen has 2 adult children, Celie Quest, now living in Olympia, Washington, and Rachel Cook, living in Wisconsin. She has an older brother, Daniel McKay Hill, and an older sister, Catherine Ann Hill. After 24 years of service, she retired in December of 2013 from Northern Kentucky University, where she taught and served as the faculty costume designer for the Department of Theater and Dance. Gretchen was spurred by the 9/11 attacks to share the values of traditional life skills with others, to help people create, not just consume material goods. This led to her buying her current farm in 2007, and she has lived there ever since. Gretchen has a lot going on at her farm to keep her busy. The area of market farming cultivation has been increased to over 1.5 acres. Over 400 fruit and nut trees have been planted along a keyline series of swales and berms as part of an intricate water management system. She has also added sheep, chickens, and rabbits to further diversify her farm. She also purchased a farm near Maysville in 2002. Greensleeves Farm near Alexandria is just under 12 acres, surrounded by suburbia. It is all that is left of a 300-acre farm after it is sold off in small pieces. The majority of the lawn area and all the relatively level ridge top is used for the home orchard and market farming. These slopes are used for perennial fruit plantings and pasture paddocks. This is a hybrid production combining intensive market gardening techniques, permaculture design implementation, and overall land stewardship methods, all using no chemicals and following organic practices. Many varieties of vegetables are grown, such as 20 types of garlic, and unusual ones, such as cardoons. Everything from asparagus to zucchini can be found. Fruits include blackberries, strawberries, and more unusual ones, such as elderberry, chokeberry, and goji berry. Fruit trees include pears, plums, peaches, nectarines, apples, and cherries. Her produce is first sold through the Community-Supported Agriculture Shares, which has 30 families as of 2015. 30% can be saved on the share costs by helping on the farm. Members pick up their shares at the Fort Thomas Farmers Market on Wednesday afternoons, or the Covington Farmers Market on Saturday mornings. Produce is also available to the public at these locations. They also sell to select restaurants in the area, such as Bouquet Restaurant and Wine Bar in Covington, Metropole in downtown Cincinnati, and Salazar in Over the Rhine. Her favorite part of farming has always been seed germination and growth, starting in the greenhouse in late winter. Gretchen said, "To me, farming is always changing, challenging, never boring. A problem becomes a possibility to try something new, and all is meant to be shared with others, to be taught to others for the good of their own future and our Mother Earth." She became involved with the Conservation District after being asked to join the Farmland Work Group for her different approach to farming. Once she retired from teaching, she was asked to fill a vacated position on the Campbell County Conservation District Board. Gretchen had begun to research the use of high tunnels to extend the growing season for her vegetables and decided to apply for the Natural Resource Conservation Services Environmental Quality Incentives Program to receive cost-share assistance for a high tunnel. She has also received cost-share assistance for the contour work and tree planting through the Conservation District's Non-Traditional Agricultural Program. In November of 2007, DJ Scully, Natural Resources Extension Agent for Campbell County, partnered with Gretchen to bring Mark Shepard to her farm for a public presentation on permaculture and agroforestry. Mark has since written Restoration Agriculture, Real-World Permaculture for Farmers. She also takes time to host and teach classes for thisland.org, a permaculture design course based in Cincinnati. She was introduced to the principles of permaculture at an Ohio Ecological Food and Farm Association conference in 2007, and then taking the permaculture design course led by Braden Trout in Cincinnati allowed her to look at her farm in a new way. While the topography is not suitable for housing development or large-scale mechanized farming, it is absolutely appropriate for permaculture, which observes nature and the way it adapts to changing conditions and survives. Sloping terrain is fine for orchard and bramble fruits with plenty of airflow. With the system of swales and berms now spaced 30 feet apart, the resulting alleys can be used for rotational grazing or planted in perennial crops such as asparagus, or managed with annual vegetable and cover crops. Small-scale and intensive market gardening has always been the approach of Greensleeves, since Gretchen never had the money for mechanized equipment and the terrain didn't suit. Elliott Coleman, the father of modern organic growing, was a big influence on the initial planning of cultivated areas. Jean-Martin Fortier, author of The Market Gardener, a successful grower's handbook for small-scale organic farming, is a present-day leader through example. His 1.5-acre farm an hour from Montreal is inspiring new farmers through his practical means of creating financial sustainability while farming. Gretchen has also had good luck with an organization called Slow Money. The mission of Slow Money is helping individuals with disposable income find meaningful ways to invest and help others. The local Slow Money chapter in Cincinnati, Local Funds for Local Farms, has connected Gretchen with an investor who has loaned her funds to purchase their biggest piece of equipment. Greensleeves Farm now has a BSC walk-behind tractor thanks to their investor and a rotary plow and power harrow. This will allow them to create their permanent raised beds and manage their time more efficiently. There's always something going on at Greensleeves. They have several events annually. The Garlic Festival will return June 28th, featuring the 20 varieties of garlic they grow, lots of vendors offering garlic-based foods, wineries, a food truck, activities for the kids, and the very popular Garden Scamper, where local chefs and cooks have a cooking competition after harvesting produce fresh from the gardens. This year they will have a series of farm-to-plate dinners featuring chefs from some of our best restaurants, beginning in May and culminating in a November dinner showcasing the talents of all the chefs. Their always popular weed dating will return this fall as a way for people to meet each other in the context of weeding the bean patch until the bell is rung and they meet someone new. In her free time, Gretchen enjoys spinning yarn from the fiber of the Shetland sheep and plans to create a garden for specific dye plants to use in workshops on natural dyeing and working with fiber. The goal for Greensleeves Farm is to produce excellent food in a sustainable fashion and to educate others on this. Gretchen plans to form a non-profit educational outreach. CLASP is the Center for Learning Applied Sustainable Practices. Gretchen says, farming is one of the most honorable and worthy endeavors. To grow food without chemicals, to offer people the opportunity to learn how to do this for their own households, whether rural, suburban, or urban, is truly meaningful. It is not easy. Financial sustainability is the most challenging aspect. But people like Jean-Martin Fortier are showing the younger generation it can be done on a small, intensive scale.
You can offer by example, sometimes the right thing to do. And as they quoted me, farming is one of the best things to do. How are we going to care for the next generation? We have to teach them, show them, nurture them, mentor them, help them achieve, and be able to grow food for their families and the families beyond. So however you look at it, what we are doing here in Campbell County is very important. I am so honored to be part of this fantastic group that works really hard to maintain the balance in this county between our urban north, our rural south, and all the suburbia in between. We are in this together, and we will go forward together. Thank you very much.
She does that on 12 acres too. So if you have a small piece of ground, you do a lot with that. And in closing, we've done a pretty good job, I think, of staying on time. We're about 10 minutes behind, I think, the schedule. I'd like to thank each of you for coming this evening and making this a nice event for those people who participated in our art and writing contest, and also the scholarship participation. I'd like to thank the Campbell County Board of Education, Campbell County High School for your facilities here, in particular the parents and the children for your support, and the teachers in the classroom who do a lot of work in making this happen. Also, I'd like to thank Taylor Catering for the meal, the new group in Alexandria with starting catering service. Helen Fair, we'd like to thank her for providing good desserts. Dr. Mike Schaefer for the invitation. Campbell County Media Center for taking a program tonight. Farm Bureau Federation for their participation in the awards. Be sure to stop by the displays for information flyers for the following. The district sponsors a $175 scholarship for students entering their junior or senior year in high school to attend the Kentucky Course in Etymology Leadership Program in JS, Kentucky, June 1 through 5, 2015. Information is located on the table. Be sure to pick up a flyer on Camp Web. Each year, Campbell County Conservation District supports this program by sponsoring a $175 scholarship to a Campbell County student on attending the camp June 22 through 28, 2015. The district also sponsors the Environment program. We have 2 teams going this year from Collins High School, and they're participating in the program this year, again this year. Conservation District programs and events are coming up. July 18th. Some of the things you saw here tonight, you can see it in person. July 18th, our Campbell County Backwoods Farm Tour. If you haven't been there before, let make on the calendar. It's a great event. Visit the district's website for information around June. 2 white forum public forums are coming up. If you've seen advertisements on those or not, you can check it on the website. These are very informational events for the general public that we've sponsored. It's primarily generated through the online work group, which was mentioned before. The first one is on Monday, March 16th. Next Monday. It's on zoning, as it relates to you and your land. The second one is going to be on April 13th, the Campbell County Comprehensive Plan update. They're both being held at the Campbell County Extension Office at Highland Heights. If you need more information, for the Conservation Office. Landscape newsletters and brochures, other educational opportunities are available there. Please pick up all winning and non-winning writing entries as you leave tonight. They're posted on the display and in yellow envelopes marked in your school name. Thank you very much for your participation. Have a good evening.